Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little late. Had to go get some dinner. There was only one thing that was on my mind after that game. I just wanted to go get a souvlaki. So off I was to Chapel Street to Achilles Street Food. Welcome to the round 4 fan cams after the Blues beat the North Melbourne Footy Club on Good Friday. 16 goals, 11, 107 to North Melbourne, 11 goals, 18, 84. It was our first Good Friday game. It was, I don't know, we'll find out what it was. If you're new to the fan cams, welcome. Basically, you have a chance to come in and share your thoughts around the game. Talk back after the game with a video if you'd like to join. I'm going to put the link in the comments one time. There they are. Come in, have your say, and we'll dissect it. Friday night in with the family. Let's get Pommy in. We'll start this show.
Tell you what, in the immortal chant of a team that I hate, Man City, all I can say on the matter is, I've never felt more like singing the blues. Carlton win, Magpies lose. Carlton, you got me singing the blues. Tell you what, fuck me, this team, if it was paid by the AFL to create some kind of weird neighbours type drama, Jesus, we deserve paying more, because I tell you what, these boys just somehow make something that seems very rudimentary on paper seem quite difficult. But you know what? How many times have I sat in this chair saying, oh, if we could play 2 quarters, we wouldn't lose games? And we're now at the stage where we play a quarter and we win by 4 goals. Do you know what I mean? There is levels to this. Like I kept saying, people saying a danger game. You are starting to see when Carlton do play, there is certain teams that can't keep up with us. And that's one of it.
Yeah, certainly. It's a change in pace in the way that we won tonight. It really was. I was probably I was getting frustrated in the first half. Very slow, just no energy. I thought North were pretty fierce at the contest, and we just kind of absorbed it. And then just within, 15 or 16 minutes of play in that third quarter, really opened the game up and kind of, I don't know if they're just keeping a lid on it and just keeping their best from us. But yeah, a lot of us wanted to go into this game and just blow them away. And we probably, credit to North, but we probably could have done a lot more than what we did tonight. But again, we're sitting here talking about a win. So, mate, we move on.
Mate, the first half, credit to Clarkson. I mean, do you hear Clarkson sing? Shh, shh. But credit to Clarkson. He knew what these boys are about. They, you do what GWS did. You cram that corridor. You force Carlton to kick wide. Carlton attacked the corridor 0 times because they flooded it in that first half. He knows how to make them question. And I did this wonderful video yesterday with Anna from Geelong, and she's obviously at the other end of the spectrum of us. She's seen a good side for probably her entire life. And like she said, that when you're a good side, you play your strengths. And pretty much what I keep saying to you guys and girls, impact, don't react. And first half, lackadaisical endeavour. They didn't want to take it on. You could see they played within themselves. There was definitely that psychological hurdle between being good and being bold. And that's a big thing that the boys are going to have to learn. People forget we've been in this rebuild forever. But let's be honest, 5 years of the rebuild was us clinging on and not being really dog shit, just shit.
Yeah.
It's only been this last 12 months that we're not dog shit, we're okay. And there's still very good, great flag winners to go in them avenues. And that third quarter, you saw it when the boys put the foot down. They chased, they tackled in numbers, which the first quarter and the second quarter, it was one guy chasing, then one guy making it easy on himself and trying to get into position for the next tackle, then getting caught out. When the boys stepped it up in the third, you saw there's a gulf of class between the bottom 10 and the top 8. And we're threatening to be one of them. 6.5 out of 10 so far this year, the boys. But the best start to 95, which when these boys start to believe, and you see it in the fan base, I have the privilege of seeing the bipolarness of our football club in the watch-alongs, right? And I had a bit of a go at the chat this week saying that my pop used to tell me be surrounded by people you want to be in the trenches with. And I said, half of you I'd probably shoot now because I'm going to have to go over the top in the second half. You feel it. If we feel it, they feel it. Do you know what I mean? If they will feel it because they're getting paid to. Still, probably 16 players turned up today. Still 6 that didn't. And you know what? Clarkson's side, they know how to play footy. You can see that there was stiff, total different side. It seems every time we play a side, they get their players back. Took a bit of the gloss the last 6 minutes, but you know what? It's brilliant to see these boys have character, fight, intensity in stages, and that's going to come. And, mate, honestly, this time last year, I found it hard to do this clothed with you guys. And you know what? I'm fully clothed. I've got 2 pairs of pants on because it's cold. That's how relaxed I am. You know, next week for me is the real test. Aside that, we've got a few bad memories against Adelaide when we played interstate. Gold Coast, Gibbs, remember that? Last year, on the way for a flag, cooked it. That's going to be the real test for these boys because they won't have the monopoly of home advantage. So, long way to go, but you know what? Come on, boys and girls. Let's just take some chips here. Take some chips. There's massive improvement to be had with these boys. But they're finding ways now. They're finding ways, which this time last year, that game was Adelaide last year. You go into it thinking you're going to win. You get battered and we start crying. There's some, I've got to say, they impress me because they're not disappointing me.
Yeah, they're having seen them play for a month now and having seen them play last week and this week, even tonight, there was I felt just such a confidence about them that no matter what, we were never going to lose the game. And when you zoom out, we've got to win, what is it? 13, 14, 15 games this year. Can't remember who was saying it early on, but at this point in the year, like you just want to be banking the wins with room for improvement. And I think that genuinely sums up what the first month has been. We've banked wins. We haven't been anywhere near what our best looks like. We've almost, I think this time last year, we were running off energy, running off fumes. It was very highly emotional. And we were exhausting ourselves mid-game and then letting teams come back at us. So is it an emotional maturity or are there underlying issues? I don't know. But we haven't lost a game. We've banked wins where we need to. We've beaten teams that we need to beat so far. And I don't think anyone's really losing the lid. I don't think so.
I don't think you can lose the lid. I mean, I think the simple case, the fact is you've got to be honest where we're coming from, man. Like last year, we were high on wins because we'd been starved of them. Now you've seen a bit of wins. You've seen a bit of wins. Do you know what I mean? You've seen some. Now you're looking for that perfect performance. You're looking for that next step. Do you know what I mean? And the next step is this fallacy we're starting to see that every good side plays a bottom 4 side and wins by 100, which there's simply zero evidence. Do you know what I mean? There's zero evidence. In the 80s, yes, these sides are getting better. And you've got to remember, this side is still a serial losing side. Do you know what I mean? Few of these players are in the 40% of wins. Few of them are. And, you know, it will come. I guarantee you, one day you will see that third quarter be replicated for the fourth quarter. And if it was, we'd be sat here 70, 80-point win, playing dog shit for the first half. That first half is up there with the worst I've seen Voss play. Especially that first half. His pride of tackling, his pride of being first to the ball. And you saw in the fourth quarter when Mitch McGovern, when no one can kick in the back line, no one can take that brave kick on. It changed it up. Do you know what I mean? A lot to play out. But next week for me is the week where Adelaide, home advantage, they're the big question marks on these boys. That's the biggest question mark. They're all right in front of you guys with hugs and kisses. When they go interstate, where they're hated, that's tougher. So good building blocks, but like, let's be honest, rate your season out of 10. It's about 6.5.
Yeah. 6.5. A lot more to come in. A few more things to tinker, and then, you know, building towards finding the right form at the right time.
This time last year, we were 10 out of 10, and we know how that ended. What excites me is we're starting to produce wins.
Yep.
and not play well. And
Yep.
I don't think we've ever seen that since 2018 when we scraped 2 wins. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it. Next week, that's when these men become big men. And that's the performance I'm looking for. Backs to you all, but credit to the boys. Do you know what I mean? They found a way again. Still not perfect. Will we ever see perfect Carlton? I don't think you will in this group, to be honest. I think your aspirations of 70 points every week, I think everyone needs to just calm down a little bit. I don't think it's ever going to happen with these boys. But I do think you will start to get 4, 5, 6 goal wins. And at the end of the day, stick your percentage up your arse. If Carlton can win 16 games every year plus 4 in finals, I agree with Vossi. He's not bothered about that. And they've just got to keep winning. The more they win, the better they get. So well done, boys. Can't wait for next week. I'm loving these watch-alongs, hey? Do you know what I mean? Free watch-alongs, 3 wins, baby.
It's amazing. No, I thought of you at halftime. So flat. And you're just managing the chat.
Mate, it's a struggle, but honestly, you know, I have the best job in the world. I am a dude that does content for the best fucking fan base on the planet. And how could I be miserable? Half time, it's tough. But fuck, we get him over the line, ladies and gentlemen. We got him over the line. And Shannon's nailed it. Ollie Hollands. Do you remember start of the year? Play O'Brien. He's too small. Tell you what, that guy's got a heart of a gazelle, hasn't he? He's got some big kahunas. Some big fucking kahunas. Tell you what, Team Pominos, we love him.
Love it. Pommy, you're a star. We'll see you next week.
Next week, smash the cross. Come on, boys.
See you, mate. Daniel with the $5 says, Larky with a brave 0 goals won. Such a big guy. Charlie and Harry crushed. They sure did. Ugur with the $50 says, the best Harry and Charlie game I've seen. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, they did it. That was, I don't recall both of them kicking 4 or more in a game. Could be wrong on that. Somebody pull me up on that. But nonetheless, we move on. Mr. Paolo Sebastiani.
Yes, hello, mate.
Mate, it's just standard now, isn't it? Just winning with a bit more left in the tank.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's a bit that you can tell do you feel, I think the one thing that I've felt out of the start of the year has been, I think the expectation and the standards of the fan base has increased, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
great.
It's what we've been crying out for God knows how long. Don't accept these honourable losses. Don't accept the losses. So, yeah, it was a very, very average first half, to put it politely.
Yep.
We just didn't seem at the races, did we? We seemed really flat. Ball movement wasn't great. Too slow, too lethargic. Too slow to go to our one-on-ones and our tools inside forward 50. North stifled us through the middle, obviously, and played it the way that they wanted to, slowed it down, made it ugly. And we just couldn't get a handle of the contest either. And then the third quarter, sort of tweeted it at I think I tweeted at halftime, so we need to actually start controlling the contest. And the moment we started winning centre clearances, winning stoppage clearances, winning field territory, and actually locking it in our forward half, repeat entries, shots at goal, goals, finish your work. And, you know, it was that patch from probably maybe halfway through the third to probably halfway through the last, that half an hour patch that we just put together. And I was hoping it didn't come to that, you know, foot to the floor type of football that we needed to do in the second half, but so be it. The missed tackles shit me up the wall. Oh, God, all day.
There were a few of them today. I was sitting on level 2. I was with Sayaf today. And first half, now I don't know if this was Clarko, or I don't believe it would have been Voss. It must have been Clarko, but the entire ground was all just cornered into this one little pocket of space. Every single player just right up to the contest. It was quite interesting. I don't usually sit that high. I usually sit on level 1, and maybe it's something that's been happening for a while, but North really just sucked everything into the contest. Yeah. And it just hurts when you're trying to get the ball to the other side of the ground, especially in the first half, where we didn't we didn't really break the lines at all. I don't really remember a handball receive in the first half.
Yeah. And look, credit to North for stifling us as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but I mean, it's not. I think it's a case where people don't want to give credit to the opposition because of how far of a gap there is probably between us just on paper. But you know, that was structured and rigid up pretty well, and then our boys went to work in the third term. So you know, we put the game to rest when we needed to, which was pleasing. So I think that, again, the frustrating thing is just lack of intent and ball movement in the first half, which really hurt us. And North had some opportunities too. They had some opportunities to put us away, but I think Pommy summed it up well when he said that just the difference in class really came to the fore. And it was, I think, leading into the game, we all knew that Harry and Charlie had the advantage up front, just with the fact that North didn't have, you know, any real tall defenders to go with them. And it's nice to have those guys perform when they're expected to perform. They still, oh God, Harry, that right foot snap and that rushed kick. It just like, why? I don't want to like smash him for that, because he was enormous. You know, 14 marks. Yeah. He took a host of contested marks too and worked his ass off up the ground. So, look, I think again, Pommy summed it up well. Is that we're not going to get perfect from these boys. But perfect is winning, I think. So, and we're actually in a better spot than we were last season, points wise.
It's true. Yeah. Look,
we lost to the Suns.
We did.
Yeah.
Winning is the most important thing. It's not the only thing that matters. The way we play and the style and all of that. Yes, you take it in, but at the end of the day, this is a good. I mean, all of us, we've been doing these fan camps for years. Literally circle back 2 years ago, the corresponding game against North Melbourne. You know, it's hard. It's hard when you want more and you demand more. It's hard to enjoy the moment. I found myself catching myself this week a little bit and just saying, just enjoy it. Just relax a little bit and enjoy it, you know, because we're a month in. That's it. There's 4 games gone from the year. Yeah,
exactly. I think what people might have missed, I don't know, not might have missed, but those 3 young kids that we've got, Motlop, Hollands, and Cowan, they don't look they look right at home, don't they? Those 3.
Yeah, that's massive for us.
I loved Holland going into the middle. I think he went into the middle, I think, in the 4th term and won a clearance as well. And I think we might have got a goal out of it too. So, I like what we have on offer from him. And Cowan's very courageous, getting back in the hole as well. So, Wiedering did a good job on Larky. I thought he bounced back really strongly today. Wieders, I thought he was really good. There's probably a bit to work on. I think we, as much as we might not realise, I think we did miss Owies for that first half as well. Just that ability to keep it in the forward half and put pressure on when the ball hits the deck. So, but again, look, there's 3 big blokes to come back. Walsh, Kennedy, and who's the other one? Akers.
And
as well. Enormous. They're enormous. Those 3 blokes will be enormous when they come back in. So, we'll probably get another 10-15% improvement from them when those 3 blokes come back in. So, I think people are a bit more subdued because they have higher standards this season, and that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That'll hold us in good stead at the end of the year.
Yeah, no, it will. It will. And I think the midfield, we've got a few stopgaps in. Not stopgaps, but we've got a few people covering at the moment who probably wouldn't be in. We know O'Brien probably wouldn't be in. You know, he had a few iffy moments today, but he was okay, I guess. Hewitt was a little bit off. And I think it showed too when he's off or when he's not playing. I think we sort of struggled out of the midfield. Chera was all right. I thought he was not bad today. Yeah.
And that's it, mate. The big test comes next week. It's a big test. It's a good test on the road. I'm looking forward to it.
Next week against Adelaide.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
We've
got to do it until we've done it.
I can't wait for it. We've never won at the Adelaide Oval. Oh, they've got Isaac Rankin. Oh, it's a Thursday night game. Oh, the home crowd, mate. Akers, Kennedy, and Walsh. This is a game where we'll win next week. Don't worry. Trust me.
I love it. All right.
I'll
take your word.
We will win.
Mate, Good Friday.
Are you going? Are you going next Thursday?
I'm not. No, I'm not going down to Adelaide. Not making the trek.
Just everyone just call the Jets. Standards have increased. 4 points. On to Adelaide next week.
Yes.
We move.
We move.
We move.
Love it.
We
Love
move.
your work, Paolo.
Enjoy. Happy Easter as well. Buona Pasqua. Happy Easter to everybody. And when's yours? Next week.
Greek Easter's next week. Yeah.
Christos Anesti.
Tos anesti, mate. Ali tos anesti.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Right, you
Happy
too. See ya.
Easter. Ciao, mate. Ciao.
Ugur with another 10 says Dow had. Oh, I forgot to ask Paolo. Dow had another 30 possessions and 2 goals. Is he a chance? I think we'll certainly cover that on Monday night. Where are we? All right. Next up, Shannon.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm undefeated. How are you?
Undefeated. No, it was a really good game. Cheer Squad was on fire tonight in that third quarter, 6 goals to 1. Where has that been? Like, just the ability to come out after halftime after having probably not the greatest first half and then just coming out and just going whack. It's just refreshing to know that we have the ability to do that.
Yeah, and turn it on. Yeah. I think the more we get removed from this game, the way I looked at it all, like really pretty much straight away, apart from that ending, was that we just absorbed them a little bit in the first half.
Yeah.
Didn't really look to play at our best offensively, but just absorb what they had for us, and then just did enough to win the game. I didn't really like the ending, how they jagged a few back and brought it to within, what was it in the end, 23. I didn't like it, but also at the same time, yeah, I think they just did the bare minimum to get the 4 points.
No. And listening to SEN in the car with my dad on the way home, just listening to the North supporters absolutely whinge about the free kicks in that third quarter just made me lol, because I'm like, they've been just as irrelevant over the past however long, since 99. So they need to pipe down a little bit and actually just realise that they're playing a team that's actually got a bit of quality in it. And they haven't actually beaten anybody this year. They've won 2 games. They just need to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
They need to put their lid back on.
They do. Well, I just, in honor of the big brave Nick Larky, I went and got myself a Suv just after the game. Yeah, so that's why I was a little late tonight. Yeah, I had things to take care of.
No, Nick made an absolute ripper comment about Weeders having already had a Suv during the game, and it actually made Weeders turn around and we all just pissed ourselves laughing. It was actually quality. So it was one of those things, this game, where we've had history against North Melbourne, so you go in with a little bit of apprehension, but getting the job done is what we need to do at the moment. And at the end of the day, I think the comment's been made by everyone this week that banking 4 points is more important at the moment for us, given where we ended up at the end of last year. So banking wins and getting the 4 points is probably what's going to hold us in good stead back end of the year. So bring on the Crom next week. Hopefully all the baggers get out to Adelaide and cheer us on, because we have history against Adelaide as well. So let's go baggers.
Let's go
We're
baggers.
undefeated.
Can't wait. See you next week, Shan.
See you later.
Bye. Stefan with the $8 says, I'll take the 4 points. Need to start to lift, though, for future games. Yeah, no doubt. Wayne with the 10 says, Pops and I were listening to Mario was a former umpire and was such a whinge bag. Haha. Very good. Stefan again. Thank you, mate. $15 says we need to lift, but 4 is 4. 4 is 4. All right. I got Rocco here.
Hey, how are we going?
4 points in the bank, mate. They're just doing the job. The job.
I'm feeling relaxed this year because I want to see this natural progression of the team, and that's what I've been seeing. And I was saying to someone today, what I've noticed in the first 4 weeks was we kind of learned off the previous week every week. So after Richmond, we kind of learned what to do, and then after Geelong, we kind of learned. We fell away a bit last week, but this week we learned again, so we kind of like learning slowly week by week, and slowly getting there. I was never nervous today. Never. I felt comfortable. Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes in that first half. I think they outplayed us around the contest, 100%. You saw they outplayed us around the contest, but it just looks like they weren't setting up right. They kept getting beaten, you know what I mean? Their entry into the forward line was a little bit sloppy. If it wasn't for the big marks of Kerno, could have probably been further behind, you know. But so they go in, and then
Hang
I
on,
said
your
to my
mic
son, I
just-
go, all right, I want to see what they come out like this. I mean, this important quarter now. I want to see what they come out. What's Ross going to say to them? How are they going to structure? What are they going to do? And they did something. They did something. They turned the game around, you know. They controlled it. And apart from that last 5-6 minutes, yeah, all right, they must have had the game iced and maybe they relaxed a bit. And, you know, if you relax 5%, man, the other team's going to take control, you know, and that's exactly what happened, you know. Like McKay shouldn't have ran on, try to kick that goal, you know. But that's McKay. I'm always expecting that every week, you know.
He's got something in him, doesn't he? He always does something like that. He can have an amazing. He did have an amazing.
He had an amazing game. 14 marks, man. He was strong marking, and but yeah, he does that. You know, come on, mate. Make sure you ice that goal. That's the only thing I would say to him. Make sure you ice that goal. You know, we need that goal. Make it 46 points, whatever it was. You know, let's finish this off. But apart from that, man, I'm just quiet, confidently, just going about my day now. I'm happy with that, man. Really.
Yeah,
we're going to be either first or second. I know that doesn't matter, but yeah. It doesn't matter now because you're sitting first or second. I bet you were sitting ninth. You'll be thinking it matters. So
yeah. Well, the funny part is now that we've had last year is now that we can say this, looking back, last year we're 3-0 or 3-1, whatever it was, and we were saying, oh, we're playing so well and we're going to get better, and we never really did. Let's be honest. After round 10, we didn't get better. Whereas now, I mean, it's pretty clear this is not the best of us. No, it's nowhere near it. You know.
No. And we got scope. We have to improve.
Yeah.
But it's a slow build. We've got to learn, man. This is a slow build. Like you're saying before to Pommy and that, like last year we were on this energetic run at the start. We're winning games. We're like, look at us. We're look how good we are, you know. This is a slow build. Geelong did it. All the great sides do it. They slowly build to the optimal, peak. And by the end of the year, that's what we need to do, you know. And I don't even know if we're there yet to have that kind of mentality to do that yet. But I think this is just nice, you know. Like I don't know. To me, we've learned some lessons this year for some reason.
I agree. I find we're not as much of an emotional team this year so far. It's a bit more process driven, a little bit more structure driven, and when teams have their run against us, like North's best footy was in the first half. Never really we didn't allow it to really blow out. No, we shut it down.
We did it, and we shut it down exactly. And the defense is holding up. And I've always said it. I saw a statement today. I think I said, what is it? Forwards sell your memberships, midfields get you sponsorships, and defense win your premierships. And we're building a nice defense. McGovern is so good, man. Like the way he takes on the game, the way he takes that kick in the middle, he takes a chance here, he stuffs it up every once in a while. But doesn't matter, man. I kept saying, give it to McGovern, man. Watch him, man. He's going to look for something inside, you know. And a lot of times he does, and that's when you open up your game, you know. When you look for that kick, yeah, it's not always there, but you've got to be looking at taking on. Can I just respond to a message here? Shane Matthews, percentage matters. It could mean top 4 or even just final spot. No, not for us this year. The draw percentage doesn't matter anymore. We either make it by 2 or we lose it by 2. It's full stop. The percentage doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to matter is if we're up against Richmond, unless another team draws. Percentage does not matter anymore for us. It's really out of the question. Now, in saying that, of course, you want to win games, you know, like by big. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter anymore. You either make the top 4 by 2 points or you miss out by 2 points. That's it. Is that fair? I think I'm right in saying that. I think I'm right.
Yeah, I'll take the wins first and foremost. That's what it is for me. Take the wins, win where you need to.
Listen,
challenges are coming.
I'm going to give you what my great mate said to me, Sticks Kernahan, right? He said to me, win the ones you've got to win, full stop. That's it. You just got to win the ones you have to win. And we had to win today, right? And next week's almost the same. We have to win. I saw Paolo's getting a bit too confident there. Oh, yeah, it's going to be, I'm telling you, Adelaide's going to be tough next week.
Yeah.
Adelaide is going to be tough, and I'm going to be there, everyone. So I'm going to join, and I'm telling you, those Adelaide supporters are going to cop it off me. But I'm telling you, next week's a big game next week. Big game, man. We come over the top of Adelaide, and all of a sudden, I think the confidence is growing in the boys. Have you noticed?
There's a quiet confidence about them.
Yes. It's not this arrogant confidence.
No.
Quite confident, and I'm feeling it. I'm telling you, I'm a gauge of how this team's going, man. I'm feeling like quietly confident. Next week we get a couple of players back. Walsh comes in. Kennedy's a big loss for us.
Yeah, he is.
Kenny would have been tough in that middle there. I don't think they would have got that many clearances if Kennedy was there. So next week, like we bring those two quite confidently. The boys, they're not running into each other. They learned from last week. That's one thing that I noticed. They learned from last week. There was separation. Did you see it? One was along the wing. One was running one way. And how many times they kicked to each other. That's what we need from the boys. It's almost like, they looked at it and they went, you know what? We need separation here. We got the two big boys there, And once they're going, they're unstoppable. How exciting is Charlie? Harry is too, but how exciting is Charlie?
You had a conversation on the couch on Tuesday around Fev and Charlie, and I'm with you. He hasn't quite done yet what Fev did because he's got some bit to go. But
of course,
Charlie's got this magic about him. Harry's great. I love Harry, especially when he enforces himself the way he did today and the strong marking ability. But Charlie's got magic. Charlie's got something else.
Well, what did we say? We've got the names for them for our Snitzburgers, Like I reckon Harry's like almost a plain and simple, just get the job done.
Yep.
But you got Charlie. What was he? Is he the spice of life or what is he? Yeah, he's
Harry's the plain and simple, but you're getting the mustard.
But he's more than plain and simple.
Yeah.
But we need them both. They're perfect. The way if we can keep that up, the way they work, they're perfect. You get Harry up there taking the big marks, going along the wings, taking out that kick, and then you got Charlie. You got Charlie. That's all I have to say. We've got Charlie. We've got Charlie, and now we've got Motlop. I think Motlop's that excitement machine too. I love that game, mate.
They were two very impressive goals tonight.
That first one, that's crunch goal, man, and I'm so happy he took. I reckon that's gonna just give him so much confidence, man, because we need that small man to really take it. He does it, and then with Durden and that. Now we've got to find one more, I think, and we will, But look, I'm happy. Everyone stepped up. Even your boy Fisher at the start, I was ready to drop him at the start. I don't care how many possessions he had. He was terrible, but like he did last week, he took his moments when he had to at the end, and that's all we can ask from the boys. It was tough out there. You saw it. I think it was tough out there.
It was tough out there.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
we'll
see
I'm
you
see
on
everyone on Tuesday, and then I'm going to see everyone on Thursday at the ground.
Amazing. Rock.
All right.
Love it.
See you guys. Enjoy.
See you, mate. All right. I've got a guy here in London. Also, for those of you asking for the link, the waiting room is full right now, so maybe we'll just wait a little bit longer. James.
Hey, mate, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
It was an early start, but it was worth it.
Where are you calling in from?
Just the suburbs of London out here. So I've got an Aussie mum and an English dad, but got up early to watch all the games, and enjoyed it.
That's incredible. What was your take on the game overall? Like, I know it's very early for you, but what was the take?
I thought our ball movement was quite slow in the first, but then I thought it was really similar to round 23 last year. We turned it on in that third quarter, but then difference is now we know how to hold out that game. We can push on, and yeah, Collingwood and North Melbourne, different beasts, but we pushed on and in the end, got the convincing win, which is what you need to do against those teams. But I feel next week could be a challenge, but I can see us next 3 games, our biggest challenge will be Brisbane, and if we win that one, if we can win 3 or 4 of the next 4, we put ourselves in a really good position to make those final sort of 4.
Totally. What have you made on a high level now? We've been speaking about it for a few weeks, but like we've made the comment around get through the first month and then we can maybe start to see some trends. So over the course of the first 4 games now, what have you noticed?
What, within the play or like specific players?
Just the team, yeah.
I really think our defence is, it's making it a lot less. Last year, you wake up early and you watch quite with your heart in your mouth almost, because all these goals are going in, and at least 2 of these games we'd have lost last year, like what Vossi said after round 1, like our defence has just improved so significantly, and we can battle against these big forwards and we can get it back out and then through there. And I think our one problem has been our clearance work. Like at the moment we were the 4th best in the comp last year, and now we're towards the bottom. And if we can get all of them firing again, I thought Cripps played okay today, but he's obviously not in his Brownlow form. But if we can get everyone firing up again, and if we can get the clearances as well as our defence like that, Harry and Charlie do their thing. There's not really a clear weakness we can see, but obviously it's only round 4 and there's a lot of improvement still that can be made. But difference is there weren't improvements like what Pom said earlier, but there are improvements we can make now, which is a scary thing for the rest of the comp.
Absolutely, mate. It's exciting. Yeah, it wasn't so long ago. I don't forget. It wasn't so long ago that we just couldn't win these games, or we would fall over in these type of games. So,
just look at the end of last year, like those 2. Round 23 was my first game in almost 3 years, and that wasn't too fun. So, coming over again this summer for the Pies game in round 20. So hopefully we can put our mistakes to bed and turn it on.
Love it, mate. Love it. What time is it for you right now?
Oh, it's actually midday now, but it was It was a 6 o'clock wake up, and some of the ones are a bit earlier. But the midweek games, I sometimes don't go to school and watch them because I'm ill for the day. But
Love it. Well, mate, thanks so much for calling in. It's been a real pleasure to have you.
Good. Yeah. See you soon, mate. Right. Have a good one.
You too. Fucking love that. Blues abroad, mate. They're everywhere. Faz.
My man, how you going?
Undefeated. That's how I'm going.
Yeah, it's good. I just want to say, what a legend, bloke from London. We love a bit of England around here. So awesome.
We do.
Mate, I think I want to just start by saying it was literally a game of 2 halves, as they say. But from the coach's box or on the ground, I guess, because I think it was a Clarko masterclass in the first half. He did everything right to how you beat Carlton. Everything. And I actually think Voss turned it around and it was a Voss masterclass in the second half. So that's pleasing in itself. And I made a comment during the week after beat GWS, and I feel like our coaches are winning these games for us. These little tweaks, these little movements, Doc going into the midfield was just, you could call it a masterstroke. It's an obvious move, but him going in the midfield changed the game completely, us moving it quicker. And I just think, how? There's no reason to be miserable right now. Like this is huge.
Yeah, exactly. There may be a little bit of scarring, a bit of trauma from decades of perennial losing and all of that. Definitely. And obviously the way last season ended, and I probably fed into that even as far as last week. But yeah, I had just a think about it, and I'm like, well, I don't want what happened last year to happen again. I don't want to be firing and thinking in a deluded way that we were going to get better. Like, I know that what we put up tonight is nowhere near our best because I've seen us play better even last year. So yeah, I'm also mindful that, when a loss does come, we're going to say, oh, well, it was coming because we fluffed around with it in these early games. So I don't know what happens from here, but at the end of the day, bank wins early in the season when you can. That's what we're doing.
Well, that's exactly right. And I think you used the word when you're speaking to Pommy before, and I think it is the buzzword. That's absorb and absorbed. And I feel like 4 weeks in a row, we have shown an ability that we could not do since I can remember, and that's absorb the pressure, absorb the team when they're playing this. Because at the end of the day, you're playing an opposition. They're out there with a game plan to beat you. We absorbed, and went bang. And I think that I get it. I get the narrative around battering teams, but you can't go 100 mile an hour from the opening bounce to the final siren. You can't. We proved that last year. We tried to do that, and we finished 9th. So if you want to do that, that's what you're going to get. So I love the absorb it, hold it, then go bang. And I think that's what we've done 4 weeks in a row, pretty much.
Yeah. I think with a good night's sleep, we'll enjoy this game a little bit more than what.
100%.
100%.
I just want to.
Yeah, go.
I just want to mention as well, Young and Wiedering. A lot of kudos, and obviously we'll go to Harry and Charlie, awesome games, and Nick Newman last week. But Young and Wiedering had 22 marks between them. 22.
Wow.
And I think that, the kudos, Rocco said it perfectly before about the plaudits and all that, but when you've got Harry and Charlie, who also took 22 marks between them, kicked 10 goals, then Wiedering and Young taking 22 marks, could it be the best 4 in the game? Could it be?
Look, we have a really solid spine. It's something we should be grateful for.
Grateful.
Teams would kill for what we have.
Yeah. And I made a comment on the show that Pommy and I do last night, and I just said, be in the moment, just enjoy the moment. Let's not worry about percentage, or let's not even worry about Adelaide. Let's just be in this moment, enjoy it, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to go like that, and before you know it, we're going to be thinking, shit. Remember Harry and Charlie, how good they were?
So true.
We keep talking about Brendan Favola, right? And how long did it take to have Fev before we got Harry and Charlie? Look at that gap. That could happen again. So let's just enjoy the moment, enjoy what we've got. Go to sleep tonight. Don't even think about Adelaide until Monday. Let's not even have Adelaide talk until Monday. Let's just enjoy what we've got, because at the end of the day, we're top of the ladder. We're going. We're not flying.
Yeah.
But let's just enjoy it.
Yeah. No, well said. Well said. Winning games with improvement to come. Let's
sure beats losing.
That's where you want to be. Correct. So
it's where you want to be, and I think look, I'll say this as well. The goals late, let's put it in a bit of perspective. McGovern went off, who in my opinion was very close to best on ground before he went off. We had Carroll and Hollands rolling in the midfield in that last half of the quarter. So let's put that a little bit in perspective. And not to mention Harry did what he did, where he marked it and played on. So we would have got a goal to break up those 4. So I implore everyone, go back and watch the replay and just watch that last bit and say, yes, we conceded the 4, and yes, it's going to knock our percentage, whatever you say, but look at it on face value. McGovern went off. We're going to have a 6-day break coming up. The players knew that the game was over. Let's just kind of get through. Carroll was at every centre bounce since he got on the field, who's a young kid. And I just think, just keep that in perspective, that part.
Yeah. Well said. Faz, well said, as always.
Love your work, mate.
You too, mate. Take it easy.
Cheers.
All right. Luke Cornell.
Oh, hold on. I think I've hold on.
All right, we'll get that sorted and we'll bring you back. Ari.
Hello, my friend. Hello. What's going on?
Can I ask for a favor? Can you turn down the volume on your TV, because I'll get.
Oh, is it really loud?
Sure.
Oh, is it? Yes. I did. I have noticed. Apologies. I have noticed
That's
they've
all
been
right.
cracking down. They've been cracking down big time.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah. No, that's
Adam
fine. That's fine.
Adam Cherry's lining up for a set shot at the moment, and he missed. But yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
I thought of you. I started the fan cams a little late. Thought on the way home I'd just take my time to get home, stop by, get a souvlaki. And I actually thought of you while I was eating it, just because.
Did
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
I didn't get any
Were
souvlaki
you
for the
eating
game.
it? Were you eating it in a very tough, courageous manner?
Very brave. I was very
Yeah,
brave.
very brave. Yeah. I thought so. I was like, yeah, I hope he's doing well. I hope he's doing well. But I came on round 1, gave you a stat. Came on round 2, gave you a stat. I didn't come on
Yeah.
last week,
No.
but I have a stat. I have a stat for you this week.
Okay.
And
Let me have it.
And the stat is the last time Carlton had a score of 11 goals 7 at 3/4 time against North Melbourne was the preliminary final of 1995.
No way.
Yes, way. So the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. The
The
numbers don't lie.
man's
my
got
friend.
the proof. He's got the proof. You need to
What
speak to
more can I say?
Adrian Deha. You need to speak to Adrian. He's because he's into the numbers as well. And hey, the evidence is there.
No, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. And based on what we saw today, I know a lot of people are I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, we like the goals late. The first half wasn't great. I thought this was just a mature performance. I just thought it was get in. We didn't really perform at our best, but we still won pretty convincingly. I think the difference with the goals late, I think they kicked 4 in a row the back end of the game. I think that was just us taking the foot off the pedal, relaxing. Game was done. There was no jeopardy. Like really, there wasn't. I know it got to within 3 or got within 4 goals. There really wasn't any jeopardy. I thought that was just a nice, mature performance, and the game was set up for Harry and Charlie to dominate, and they dominated. That's what you want to see. When there's a clear avenue for success, bang, you just isolate that. You make sure that's the main thing that we can get out of the game, and we did, and bang,
100%.
easy win.
So, from your lens, I've asked a lot of people tonight. We've had a month of footy now, 4 weeks of footy. What are trends that have caught your attention on a real high level with the team?
I wouldn't go individually, but I think just to mention, I do agree with what Faz said about Lewis Young. I think he's been immense, like immense. Young has been great. Ollie Hollands has been superb. Like the fact that we're not relying on a first year player, but we're putting a first year player in a pretty important role. I know the wing doesn't exactly impact. I mean, it doesn't exactly impact every contest all the time. But we saw last year what we didn't have in terms of good wingmen, and we've put a first year player in that role, and he's performed very, very well. So they're two probably players that if I had to isolate, I would say them. But I think just a different avenue to scoring from last year, especially in the first half, because last year it was contest, centre bounce, stoppage, dominance. This game, I think we lost the stoppages overall. We might have won the centre bounces, but I just think we're just playing like a evolved, mature football team. It feels like we're just adding more strings to our bow. It doesn't necessarily need to be better. It doesn't need to be better than what we did last year, because we always know last year we can go back to that if we need to. But we're just adding more layers, just adding more strings to our bow, and just becoming a more like in depth, or like I don't know how to describe it, like a solid football team. Like we have depth now, both obviously in terms of positional wise, but also tactically we have depth. And yeah, I agree with what Faz said as well. Game of 2 halves. First half, wouldn't say outcoached, but they had the game on their terms. Second half, flipped the switch, got the job done, and it's easy when your best players, or when your 2 key forwards are kicking 10 goals and having 25 marks between them, or whatever they had. So
absolutely, yeah. And away we go next Thursday, Adelaide. Can't wait.
Well, yeah. Just one thing. It would be great if we could stick a tackle or 2. That's something that we could potentially fix up. And we saw last year in Adelaide, we got bullied, we got bashed around. So yeah, bring him.
That's an important point. Boys. That's a really important point for next week. The tackling, because it's going to be a hot contest. They're going to bring it to us.
First Thursday night, prime time. I know, like it's probably won't mean anything to them, but like gather round hosting in Adelaide, like a little bit of expectation, a little bit of weight on their shoulders. Their first primetime game in a while, I'm pretty sure. I know they had the showdown last week, but proper standalone game. I can't remember the last time I had a Thursday or Friday night game. So, yeah, we need to be on it. We need to be on it. And I know if Pom's watching, he's going to hate me saying this, but potential for a danger game.
Don't tempt him.
Danger game.
He will
Although
hurt-
now I know what can piss Pom off, and it's just those two words. So now I'm glad that I can know that. I'm glad I know that.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Ari, you're a star, mate.
Lovely.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much, mate. So,
All right, ciao. Joseph,
Good evening.
good evening, my friend. How are you?
Good evening and a good Friday. How good's the lad in London? The boys are very much abroad.
They're everywhere,
got
mate. We are.
We got the guy in Thailand sending in videos to boys on the Tuesday. Surely there's going to be some Levend in Africa that you can get him on the show as well and be fully worldwide.
We've got them everywhere, mate.
Mate, it's good to see. We've got the job done today. That's it. Just got the job done today, which was good. A bit more convincing than last week.
Yeah. There was, I don't know about you. Rocco said it. Actually, I'm curious. Was anyone ever really anything other than confident that we'd win today?
I got a message from a mate saying, "Do you guys win at halftime?" I'm like, playing like this, maybe not. But we didn't play. We don't. I thought we're going to come out premiership quarter, hopefully, or in the fourth at least. So, the market was with us. So, the confidence was there. I think everyone going into the game was thinking, all right, 6-7 goal win. I said it. I said 6-7 goal win. Disappointing to see the goals in the fourth, but it is what it is, man. They got the job done. I'm happy with that. McGovern had a good game, one of the better games.
That might have been the best game he's played for us.
Yeah, I'd say that. I feel like I want to say Richmond last year round one, but I think that was just a good game after seeing so much garbage. I don't know why. I just remember that game was in my head. It's like, that was a good McGovern game. I'm still holding on to that. I can't even remember how good it was. But no, you're not wrong. Very good. Your boy Fisher did very well.
He stepped up today.
It's gonna be tough with selection now.
I think we need to see it. We need to see the rest of them back, and we need to see some of these guys have some real pressure. Like guys like O'Brien, I mean, Fish to an extent, Honey, Ed Kerno, these guys who we probably don't have them in our best 22 if everyone's fit and healthy. I'm really curious to see how they all perform when, Walsh, Kennedy, Akers, when they're all back in the side.
Yeah, like it's, next week it's Walsh's, mate. I'm already G'ing up. The boys released a video. That's already started G'ing me up to get him back in. I've said it every week. I can't wait to have him back in. Bam Bam as well. And Akers back in as well. So takes a lot of the pressure off Cripps. So yeah, look, it might see sort of Honey go back to VFL, and I don't think we're going to see Dow in, given the circumstances. I know he had a cracker game today, but who knows? I just want to know what his disposal efficiency is, and then maybe we'll give him a crack.
Fair. How are you feeling after 4 games now?
I'm happy, mate. I'm happy. I thought we would be 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
We are 3 what is it? 3 quarters. Whatever. Yeah. So I think that over the next 4 games over our run, I'll look, man. 2-2 is what I'm thinking. To be completely honest, 2-2 is what I'm thinking. Is the St Kilda game? Is it the Carlton Respects game? Is that the one?
I don't know if it's going to be the Carlton Respects game. I think the Carlton Respects game is later in the year. I think. Okay. I'm not sure.
Well, hopefully Carlton respects the fans and actually wins that game for the first time because it's there around. But I think over the next month, I think I'm saying 2-2. So we'll see how we go. But geez, we got some. I think we have the best defense in the league at sometimes. Honestly, they're enormous.
It's true.
Absolutely enormous. But appreciate the chat, and I'll let you go.
For sure. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, mate.
All right, bye. All right, Luke, going to give you another go. Luke.
I don't know what happened then, but thanks to Ari from before for giving me a bit of trauma from that last year's game against Adelaide, well, especially coming up to the play.
Just to remind
But yeah,
us.
I'll admit, like watching, I think it was like Paul Curtis or Cam Zerha probably fend us off about like a record, 10, 12 times during that game. Didn't feel too good in the system. But yeah, what a win. Just undefeated. I don't think I can do the Charlie celebration. I need to put on.
Got a few more years in the gym to get to Charlie's biceps. Where were you for the game?
I was actually having to mind the dog today because I had a ticket to go and the whole family decided to go to Yarrawonga. And so for Easter, so I've had to look after the dog, but wrapped her up in the Carlton scarf just early before the game. And now she's snoozed from all the screaming I had at the TV. Yeah, just amazing. Like, credit to everyone who went to Marvel today. That sound was unreal coming out of the TV. Like
49,000, man. 49,000 people. It's an effort.
Like it says a lot. Like when you think every game, especially that Swans game last year, when you thought could have easily had 50,000. Like, credit to us, man. Credit to all the Carlton faithful out there.
Question for you were watching at home. Did McGovern get injured? Is that why he was subbed, or was that just because of the corky and they wanted to just rest him?
It was sort of like a Nick Larkey situation for most of the game. Like, you could obviously see when he did get that corky, when he came off firsthand, he was going to play injured throughout the whole game. And credit to him, like playing most of that. But it didn't look like because they had like a bit of side footage when he just got onto the bench and didn't look anything too serious, like he was rushing to the rooms or anything. Just looked like saving for next week Thursday night at Adelaide Oval. So that'll be pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought I think that might have been one of, if not his best game for the club.
Oh, it was immense. And
yeah,
Paolo hit the nail on the head with that one. Like, we got to start finding these players more often. I cannot believe how good of a kicking back line that we have, and we just don't use them. And especially like with the side with Port, who I mentioned in my preview, just were able to shut that down very early in the game. There was no way we were able to get anything close from off the back of our transition. But lo and behold, 31 scores from kick-ins. I'm pretty sure that's a new AFL record in a quarter from the third quarter alone, that game. Wow. So that was just incredible, to be honest. But credit to McGovern. That was unreal. But I did have a few people comment on my preview this week. They were saying, you're making North seem like like this is going to be do or die, and then you put us to win by 38 points. So you're speaking out of your ass or something like that. And I just thought, look, I mean, lo and behold, that's what happened. Like, for a whole half, I was just like, oh no, it's happening again. And look, I'll be honest, that first lineup, I think it was TDK playing way down deep, Charlie and Harry playing both pockets, I think it was. I don't think anyone was starting like at the half forward. And I just thought, oh no, there's not going to be any space here. And it looked like that for a bit. But look, I mean, lo and behold, had the first titular 6-goal quarter of the season. Really put things back at ease. I'm just, happy with the game.
Love it.
That's after.
Love it. Well, mate, your write-up was great. I look forward to your next one for next week. And away we go. Next up.
Appreciate it, Tez. And let's go get these Crows next week.
Yeah, you know it.
And I'll put on a bit of maths, don't worry, Carlton faithful.
2 push-ups before next week, thank you.
Anyways, I'm going to hit the ground right now, so I'll leave you to it.
All right, mate. See ya. Josh.
G'day, Tez. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you? Where are you? What's going on here?
We've got the bush tally going on.
Amazing.
Not a bad way. I've got a few of the boys. So
what up,
they're
boys?
not Carlton supporters though, so we don't really want to talk to them, I reckon.
All right. Well, good luck
All
with them.
good.
Mate, what did you think of the game?
Frustrating first quarter. Obviously with Charlie and Harry being our only goal kickers, I think till maybe the 6th scoring play, I think. So it was frustrating because I didn't think everyone was contributing. Obviously, our midfield was lacking with no Kennedy. With the clearances and all that, we probably would have done better if he played, I reckon, but he'll be back next week. Third quarter was great. The energy, it was like Vossi put a rocket up their ass. That's the only way I can describe it. They brought no energy in the first and second quarter, no tackling, no forward pressure. And then it just came. Jesse Motlop was great. Durden brought some good energy. McGovern was good. Everyone's talking about Mitch. He's great. But yeah, I think it's good start to the season. Obviously, we probably should have closed out the fourth quarter a lot better with, what were we up by? 48 points, 50 points, and then we dropped to about 25. So it's not great for our percentage. But you know what? It's 4 points. It's still early on. I reckon maybe previous years we would have dropped one game by now. So yeah, it's good to have 16 points in the bag.
Yeah. There was a moment in the third where I remember taking a note of it, and the momentum started to really shift for us. So the umps missed a holding on Charlie. He was being held near our goal. They didn't pay it. Then they paid a free kick to Luke Davies-Uniacke straight away. And it sort of sparked the crowd. There was a big boo. And then from there, we got going. We kicked a goal, and then it started from there. But I remember making a note of it because it's hard because the crowd will get you going. The crowd gets us going. But they didn't really give us much in the first half to really celebrate and get going.
No, 100%. It was I didn't even know Carlton. There was no Carlton fans for the first half. Pretty much, it was just North Melbourne fans, and there's only 10 of them, so that doesn't really matter. But no, you're exactly right. As soon as the crowd was able to get involved, it sort of caused the spark, and we were able to sort of just get going from there. How many goals did we kick in that third quarter? Actually, can't quite remember, but we put it on. We looked
6
great.
7, I think. Yeah, it was great. No, it was great.
Yeah. So
then,
obviously, though, we move on to Adelaide next week. It's going to be a tough game at the Adelaide Oval. Obviously, we don't have a great record there. So, but we'll see. I mean, they're playing all right, the Crows. Look, Walsh back, fully healthy midfield. We should destroy them. There's no excuse. No more of these danger games. I don't want to hear about that anymore.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
All right. Have a great Easter. Go the Blues.
Go Blues. Thanks, mate. All right. Chris.
How you going, mate?
Mate, I'm good. Much better this week, I think.
Yeah, it was fantastic this week. I thought in the last half, not the first half, but the last half was great. It's just I just think we're just adding little things every week, just little bits of improvement. I thought the third quarter was kind of the switch we mentally needed to go. We all knew we had to go there, and they went there finally. They couldn't quite cap it off the way they should have, but that's a good switch that I haven't seen in a long time. A team's really challenging you, like North Melbourne. I really thought, I got to give credit to North Melbourne. I thought they were really good today, really good. Their pressure, their tactics, the way they hunted the man the ball. Got to give them respect. They really came to play today, and we rose to the challenge in the end, and we proved why. We're actually a good side. We're not just a lucky side that scrapes over the line. We're not. We're a good side.
Yeah. When we needed to find a gear, we had a gear to find.
Exactly. I mean, it's the AFL. These teams are good. They're not bad teams. Any team on their day can beat you. Any team. And North Melbourne were on today. They were on. And we still managed to get over the line and beat them. And that is really difficult when a team is up like that. They've got Clarkson coaching them. The Good Friday appeal is a big thing for their club. They really needed to win. They haven't won it yet. They picked us because probably they have a good record against us. So, it was really good to really stamp our authority, I thought, because I feel like in years gone past, we've been bullied a bit, especially against teams that know they can bully us, and they usually beat us.
Yeah.
Definitely Adelaide last year was a big example. Just bullied us off the ball, just didn't care who we were. And I think North Melbourne really did a good job at that in the first half, just really bullied us around the ball. But I think the third quarter, we finally switched and said, we're not accepting this anymore. We're better than this. And actually, it stamped their authority and their own speed and pace on the game. And I noticed when we kicked those goals in the third quarter, that little 4-quarter stretch we had, you could see North Melbourne back right off because they were scared to attack the man, because that's what happens. If you put pressure on players and they beat you, you're going to think twice about doing it again because you're coming off your man. You saw North Melbourne, we punished them for doing that. That's what good sides do.
Yeah.
And we stepped on their throat when they backed off. They came back at the end, but that they're a good side. And we got to accept sometimes that, they played right till the last minute. Like they were going and we switched off. We got to do better. But, you got to accept sometimes that stuff happens. But
yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting point because we are now at a point where we can switch off like that and still win games of footy. Whereas we not long ago were a team that if we had a switch off like that for a quarter, we're not winning a game.
Exactly. It's incredibly powerful to win games when you're not that good. Like last year, we played well over our expected to win games, but now we're nowhere near our best, which is scary. Think Collingwood fans and all of that, they're crapping themselves because they know we're undefeated and we aren't even playing near our best. And that is frightening because what is it going to look like when we start doing that 5 minute, that quarter turns into 2 quarters or 3 quarters of pure dominance? That's when it's going to get that scary.
I'll tell you what it looks like.
The Kool-Aid, mate. That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like, mate.
Good on you, mate. It's so pleasing to just them finally realizing that they have the power to change it. They don't have to accept what's happening to them. You could see last year they accepted the losses. They accepted being close enough. This year it's not. We're not losing to North Melbourne. We're not losing games that we should win. We're not losing against GWS. When those teams come out to play, they came out to play against us, GWS and North, and we said, nah, we're going to win this game. It doesn't matter how well North Melbourne played, we still won. And that is a crushing thought. Remember us for years. We would get close to these good teams and we're like, oh, if only, we just play a little bit better. But we weren't going to beat them. Let's be honest, we weren't beating them. They knew that. And now we're getting to that position where teams are going to us like, oh, they're so close. They're not close to us, mate. They're not beating us. They're not.
I love the quiet confidence is returning. It's good to see.
It is. It's not arrogance. It's confidence in the way we play. The way
We've
play
been
is confident.
We've been humbled heavily to be cocky. I don't think we'll ever be too cocky again because of where we've come from.
Yeah, it's always about the way we're playing, and we're honest now, I think, a lot more about how we're playing. I think last year we were kind of hyping it up a lot more than it probably was, but now really honest. And the thing is, the players know that, and the players know that the fans know that they're better than that. And that is, and even though we're undefeated, imagine that last year we're undefeated and we're praising them to the roof. And this year we're actually better record last year, and we're not as happy as last year. Nowhere near it. That is,
mate. That's the standards.
That is. That's a powerful thing to have. Very powerful. And it's going to be good for a very long time if we can keep that standard up of the club. Because if we put standards on them, then they're going to embrace those standards because they'll feel backed by it.
Yeah. Well said. Well said, mate. It's good to have you here.
Go the bloody Blues. And don't give me crap about danger game against Adelaide, mate. We did it. North Melbourne tried it against us this week. Adelaide, mate, they're going to try their best. Oh, we tried so hard. You're not beating us, mate. No, not happening. Dre, you can get close as you want, buddy. So you're not getting the 4 points.
See you Thursday night, my man.
See you, mate. Go the bloody Blue Boys, mate.
Go Blues. Amazing. Brandon.
That was good.
That was
so good.
Yeah.
I had fun. I think I was nervous the first half, as we all were, but I think I was never worried in the sense. Like I was just more frustrated that we couldn't get away because I could see it. It was coming.
I was calm. I was frustrated, and I was just kind of waiting for the thing to happen, which was the third quarter. I was just waiting for it to happen and for them to just turn it on. And It's not something I've felt with this team a lot, where it's like, oh,
100%.
it's okay. I know something's coming. I know we're
Mhm.
going to have our run, and I know we're going to, break away. But I genuinely really did feel like what we did in the third quarter was coming.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to be in when you know, watching the team, that it's going to happen at some
Yeah.
point against a team like North Melbourne, who weren't bad. They were playing good. So, yeah, really happy with that. Can we do more Mitch McGovern talk?
Mate,
That guy is
Mitch,
unbelievable.
it's McGovern abroad this week.
I assumed coming on here that everyone would be talking about Charlie, Harry, but it's been all Mitch McGovern, and he deserves it. Like, he was outstanding. Everything you could ask for, like, from him.
Yeah.
And he was injured.
Well, he's building, right? I mean, if we look at his 4 games, round 1, he looked like a guy that was on a modified preseason program. Round 2, little bit better, strong, dropped a few of those marks still. Last week, I thought he was pretty good. And I think tonight, this afternoon, whatever, he just capped it all with the game. Now, I don't think he's going to be a guy that fluctuates too far up and down with his performance. I think he's a guy that just with continuity is going to be a really good player, no matter where, what part of the season he is. So touch wood, he's fit, he's healthy, he's had a few knocks. Hopefully the corky's all right. He's so important to us, isn't he?
100%. And like Faz was talking before about Weeders and Youngie and how good they were, and they were brilliant. But McGovern's the third there. Those 3 together when they're on,
yeah, man.
Rocco said I think Rocco said it. Defenders win premierships. Simple. Yeah. And that back line was that was the difference tonight for me.
Yeah. No, it's fair. It's interesting because the midfield didn't really fire at its best. It probably
I think we were beaten. I think we were beaten in there.
Yeah, and with this group especially, if the midfield doesn't get on top, there's been that criticism around, if we don't win the stoppage battle, if we don't win the midfield battle, we're probably not going to win the game, or we're likely to not win the game. So that was another pleasing thing. We found another way to win.
Yeah, and Clarko said it before the game as well. He said that he thought the midfield would be the difference, and they won that battle. But as you said, we found the other way. The other player I want to talk about, and Rocco talked about him as well, Motlop. Those 2 goals, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the second one was sort of up by a fair bit at that point, so I was more relaxed. But that first one, that's the time that you need to get on the scoreboard in that way. And geez, so good.
The degree of difficulty, and I didn't realize he had that big of a kick in him, if I'm honest.
I thought he was going to pass it off.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting him to do it, but got behind it. Bloody good.
Mate, 4 weeks in, what do you observe about this all after 4 weeks?
I think it's the back line. Like I said, like 4 weeks in a row, I think we've defended superbly when other areas of the ground perhaps haven't been up to scratch. And in this case today, for a lot of the game, we weren't up to scratch elsewhere. The defense just drags us through. Like that back 6 is so good.
Yeah. And they're healthy and they're consistently together. Touch wood. So
touch wood for sure. But yeah, it's been good.
Love it. Well, mate, happy Easter. Hope you had a good night.
Too.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Have a good one.
See ya. Kano.
How you going, T? How you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. What a great win today was. Like, I feel all the boys played their part in the game.
You thought they played their roles?
Yeah, for sure. And even, I feel like the first half, the back line really kept us in the game. But then in the second half, all the players in the whole team played their role.
I think so. Yeah. Well, we had to, didn't we? It had to be a team performance, and we had to lift as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I think honestly, Cowan doesn't deserve enough credit for what he's doing for our team this year so far.
Yeah, looked a bit more confident today, didn't he?
Yes, he has, and he's even taking them courageous marks. It reminded me a bit of Simo.
Back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day, Simo, yep. And even Ollie Hollins, he's going to be a star like Sam Walsh.
He's got the running power, doesn't he?
Indeed. It's
Yeah.
just going to be a great midfield we're going to have for the next 10 years or so.
Yeah. What do you think about next week? Are you confident?
Yep. I wasn't. Well, it's a bit of like this week of North Melbourne game. It's a bit of a 50-50 game, but only because it's in Adelaide and they've got the home ground advantage. But yeah, if we get as many blue baggers over there as we can bring the energy. We can get the boys up and going because we know that the boys love to play with the energy that the crowd give them.
Yeah. Well said. Well said, Kano. We look forward to next week. We'll see you then.
No worries. Catch you, blue baggers. Have a happy Easter too.
Happy Easter, mate. Take care. Young Zach.
What's up, Terry? How are you?
Oh, mate, I'm up and about. How are you?
Same as me.
Yeah.
Great win by the boys. I'm so proud of them. I was at the game, and like we were really shaky in the first quarter. A lot of turnovers, very slow ball movement, but we really turned it up in the second half. Your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that?
I think you summarised that spot on. I think we just didn't have energy in the first half.
Yeah.
I think we had a bit of confidence around our ability to win the game. This is my sense. And I think the boys just kind of wanted to absorb whatever North had in the first half. In many respects, it was pretty mature. And then when it was time for us to turn the heat up, we did.
Yeah, few things I want to touch on is a few standout players. My player of the game, had to be Charlie Kerner. He killed it out there, and it was really, really good to see like the Twin Towers 10-goal partnership together. That was really good to see, and Ollie Holland's coming into the midfield, getting that centre clearance, and I know Paulo, he said that we might have got a goal from it, and we actually did, and it was really good, and it was really good. Who was your player of the match?
I gave Charlie the player of the game, and I gave Harry Mackay the doing a bit for the game. I couldn't really split the two. They were both great, and I think especially Harry, bit of criticism this week around him, but he was monstrous. Look, to be fair, North had their best defenders out as well, so there's that.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting too carried away, but I mean the performance was the performance.
Yeah, but we're going to keep it to a level because not too excited yet because we know what happened there. A few things I want to say more is I saw on Instagram on a Carlton Instagram page I follow where I said that John Ralph, and I hate this guy, he was showing 4 different angles of Harry Mackay like bumping what's his name? Sheasel. And he's Brian was saying, oh, he's going to get 2 weeks for it and all that. And like, did you see that at all? Or
no, I wasn't aware of any of this. No, I was at the game, so I didn't see any of that. I pretty much left the game and came straight home. Went and got a souvlaki first. But
yeah, hopefully that doesn't escalate. Anyway, a few more things I want to touch up is the boys played amazing. We need to hold on to those margins because we're up by 40 points. And then we start to put the foot on the pedal, but can't complain. Won the game comfortably. And Lewis Young, he had 22 disposals and he's a defender. Like he's 10 times better than Liam Jones. And that's great to see. And if we had E and we were in that situation, that would have been just like, close up. Anyway, I'm happy, Pommy. I mean, not Pommy, sorry, Terry.
Call me Pommy. Love that.
Sorry, my fault. And I was watching the watch along today. Anyway, Terry, you're an absolute legend. Happy Easter. Go the Blues! Come on. Good
Love
to
your
see you.
work,
Happy
Zach.
Easter.
See you, mate. I love him. I love him. All right, who we got here? Tyler.
Hey, Tez, how you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Honestly, that was the first half, as everyone said. I won't touch on it for long. Was pretty average. I was watching the watch along like everyone, but I went away and I went, nah, no. I'm pretty confident that we're going to turn it on. And I just that feeling, like just the way the second quarter ended, and you see the look of Voss just was right. Get in there, have a speech, out, boom, and you could just sense that something was coming. But no, overall, third quarter brilliant. Fourth quarter was very good. Besides that 4 goals, but I'm not really worried about that. But otherwise, it was a great game. Bank the 4 points, go towards Adelaide next week, and then just get on with it.
100%. It's a really different feeling. Like, we're undefeated and we've started the season pretty well. Last year it was new. Last year it was we hadn't seen wins. And so there has been a maturity, even with the fan base, even from what I'm listening to on the fan camps. Like, we're loving winning, we're enjoying it because we haven't seen it, but at the same time, we're not getting carried away. I don't think anyone's getting carried away with this.
Exactly, and I totally agree with that, because just after the game, I was going across all the fan pages that I'm on, and there was mention of, and I know it's mentioned a couple of times, about the percentage. And now, the thing that gets me with it is that when it was mentioned during the game, the last time that Carlton really took it to the competition was when we were 7 games in. We had already won all our games. Then we lost 2, and that was against Sydney and St Kilda. That was the year that we won the flag. We then went on to win 16 games in a row. But in that, I checked it, the average points was about 40 plus. That was the average.
Right.
That was showing something back then. But you can't compare the two to now. You really can't. It's a completely different team. And I think people are forgetting, like, they've got to stop comparing Carlton 1995 to now. It's not going to... And you even look at the modern era of AFL, not one team every year will have a big patch of games where it is an absolute blowout. Like, just in a row all the time. It just doesn't happen. But I would say this as well, like, I think it was 2012 or 2011, Carlton went in against Richmond, Brisbane, and Collingwood, and we averaged those games at about 40 plus easily. We went and did make the finals that year. People were saying, "Oh, we were flag favourites," all of that, and that was in the late 2010, something, or in the early of 2012. Exactly, 2012 was the last time we were known as a premiership contender, and then that went away very quickly. So we've shown a lot of character and a lot of growth and development in from that time to now. I think people just need to just cool their jets a little bit and realise that this team is coming really, really close to having a breakout, full-blown year where we show that we've got so much quality and depth behind us that we will absolutely threaten this competition. And someone made a comment like, I read it, Collingwood last year made the 8, not the 8, the top 4 based on wins. No percentage, none of that. Right. Literally, it was just pure football.
It's true.
We need to do that as well. Like, you can rely on percentage all you want, but the only difference is it gets you top 4 or gets you top just into the top 8. We are a team that is coming. We're not there yet, but I'm hoping next week. No. I'm confident next week that we will get the job done against Adelaide. Shout out to my father. This is his first game he's going to watch live since 2011. And I say that for a reason, because that was when we played North Melbourne and we got blown out of the water. That was his last live match. I know we will win next week. We will beat Adelaide. They've got a very good lineup, and they're going to be coming off their big win against the Power. Even though they're playing this week, it's that confidence of that game will bring Adelaide, and the history and all of that. But this team is playing really well, and look out. This is the year that we make the finals. I don't say we win the flag, but we will make the finals 100% this year, guaranteed. We look like we 100% will. Kool-Aid, mate. I know. I saw that come in, but it will happen. It will happen. It's high time that it actually happens. Carlton is a great team. Voss is showing a lot of development with this team. I just want to say very quickly that, unfortunately, Lockie O'Brien, I don't think he makes the team next week, 100%. But shout out to Walshy coming back. Oh, that's going to be... Oh, we need that run and that bullish, should I say, that little suave as well coming out of that midfield, because the midfield was very flat today, but otherwise, bring it on.
Well said, mate. Thanks for joining.
No worries. Thanks, Terry. Have a good one, mate.
Yeah, you too. John.
How you going, Terry?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, buddy. Another good game. I missed the first half, but what I'm hearing is that the boys started very slow in the first quarter. But what I'm liking this year is they're not getting blown away in that first quarter. They're not 20, 24, 30 points behind, then having to play catch-up footy. And that's a big learning curve this year.
Yeah, years gone by, that first half's probably a 3 or 4 goal deficit that we're trying to catch up.
Yeah, and as a lot of people are saying that they were absorbing all that pressure, and then coming back and going, pow, there you go, and kicking a few themselves. I haven't heard much mention about Jack this week. I thought, I only saw the second half, but I thought he had a pretty good game, what I saw.
Jack Silvani?
Yes,
Yeah, it was... I have to look at it again. It was all right. Yeah, I think he did his job. I mean, early days, I think he missed a few targets by foot tonight that he usually hits. But I thought, generally speaking, he ticked the box and kind of just did his job.
Yeah. And we're closing out games better.
Yeah.
We're learning how to do that. One thing I would have liked to have seen is practicing that. When we got 30, 40 points up, and in those last 6 minutes, is slowing the game down and practicing how we do that. If we make a mistake, it doesn't matter if they kick a goal because we're 40 points up. Where, like in the game against Geelong, if we made a mistake and they kicked a goal, it put pressure on us. And in games like this, we don't have to worry about that pressure building up. We can practice, because a lot of it's just running it and making leads and getting into positions where you can just chip it around and waste the clock a bit. But I think they just tried to score too much towards the end, and that's when North Melbourne had the opportunities to kind of, get a few goals back.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. How do you feel going into next week now, knowing we're going to get a few more players back and where we're at?
Well, I'm a lot more confident than I would have been last year. Just a lot more confidence in where they are. Yeah. And I think Patrick Cripps is doing a great job as a captain. And you just saw him at three-quarter time when they were coming off the field. And he just stood there and waited till everyone else walked off the field and, gave more high fives or a slap on the bum or, and just geeing them up. And that just keeps the boys going, keeps the energy happening. And that's your danger periods. When you're doing so well, and then comes the quarter, three-quarter time or quarter time, and you stop. And then you've got to come out again and build that up. So, that just keeps that energy sort of happening. And I think we should do Adelaide. Really. I think we're a much better team. They are a good side. And they will come with the energy. And again, if we can absorb them at the start of the game, and take their heat, and then, just come back with our own.
Love it. Well said.
And just the, improvement in Owies, Motlop, and Ollie Hollands,
Ollie
and
Hollands.
Cowan, and a bit of fire. I like the, a bit of fight,
There is a bit of fight about the group.
Gives everything he gets,
He's
and
not,
a bit more.
He's not afraid to throw his weight around, is he, young Lockie?
No, definitely. And I think you're going to need that against teams like Collingwood. You know, I watched the game between Collingwood and Brisbane. And Collingwood, when Brisbane started coming, Collingwood tried to stand over him a bit. And, give him a bit of stick. And because Brisbane hit back at him, it kind of kept them down.
Yeah.
I think you're going to need that against Collingwood and put them off their game a bit and give them something to think about.
Yeah, I think so too. John, good on ya. Thanks for joining, mate.
Too easy, Terry. Have a good one, mate. Go the Blues.
You too, mate. Go Blues. Toby.
Terry, how are you, Matt?
Good, mate. Happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday to you, Matt, and happy Easter to you as well. Terry, I would just like to say how proud I am to be a Carlton supporter tonight, because I thought the way that we looked after that girl who came in the rooms and after the game in Voss's press conference, I thought the club, and that is why I'm so proud to be a Carlton supporter, because we do things like that as a club really, really well. And that, for me, is a big shout out tonight. So well done, the Carlton Football Club. But talking about the game, I thought we were, in the first half, we weren't as good. But then in the third quarter, we really showed up and we turned it on. Oh, my God, that third quarter was brilliant.
It was.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you. Yeah, it was good to see us find a gear. Having said that, I would love that first half to be a little bit better. But having said that, at the end of the day, you judge a game at the end, 4 quarters. You don't just judge a game by one half. So, yeah, I think we just did enough to win the game at the end of the day. It was a bit more of a... I felt like we won this game today because we had more talented players more than anything else.
Yes, absolutely agreed. And Terry, did you say it's Greek Easter next week?
Yeah.
So to you, Christoph Senesti, is that correct?
Yes, and then I would say Alithos Anesti back to you. So thank you for that, mate.
No problems, Matt. I've got a Greek support worker. So all the Greek people, Christoph Senesti for next week.
I love it. Toby, we love having you around, mate. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for joining.
No problems, Matt. Up the baggers.
Up the baggers. All right. Who we got? Rory.
Hey, Taz. How are we?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Undefeated.
Undefeated?
So feeling pretty good.
What did you make of tonight?
I feel like, I think it was Paolo who said it before, we felt like the loss of Owies in the first half. We just couldn't keep it. We couldn't keep it in our forward 50.
Yeah, we couldn't get it in there. We couldn't lock it in.
And I think not just this round, but the first 4 rounds, we've just felt like our midfield hasn't been up to standard. And I think when we get Walsh back, it'll be a good bit of fuel just to keep us going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You confident in what you're seeing?
Oh, I don't want to get too cocky, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident.
I love it. I can sense the maturity in the fan base. It's actually amazing.
I know.
We know better than to get too carried away.
Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah, don't want what happened last year.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. That's the worst thing that we've seen. So
yeah.
Love it.
Anyway,
what else on your mind, mate? That's it?
I don't know what else to say. Just feeling good. Feeling good about tonight.
Good.
Pump the Crows next week. I don't know about the close game. You know, I feel like we'll get the job done pretty well.
Fair. All right, mate. Thanks for joining.
Good talking to you.
You too, man. Take care.
See ya.
Spencer.
G'day, Taz.
Hey, mate. What's happening?
Not much yourself.
Yeah, not much. Thanks for being so patient.
Oh, we're good. I don't think anyone's talked about it so far, but our record at Adelaide Oval is 0-6. So hopefully we can get a win at Adelaide for once. But yeah, I don't want to focus too much on that. But today I didn't actually watch most of the game. A bit busy, but looks pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about the towards the end there, the couple of goals they kicked, but yeah, I feel like our mids, we need Walsh back, but also our defense looks so impressive. Where I think someone said it earlier, we're looking like one of the best defenses in the league right now, and I completely agree. McGovern looked like a changed player from when he played forward. He's outstanding at back. I really rate him. The rookies as well, Cowans, Ollie Hollands, so good, so mature as well.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Twin Towers as well. It's so infuriating when Harry just needs to take his time, but a win's a win, and well, 4 points
He's
on the
kicked the
board.
bag. He's kicked the bag.
He did.
He probably should have had 5. That one where he played on was a bit silly, but yeah, I think it was a good bounce back performance for him just to get some confidence. He took 14 marks, which is significant.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, so he'll be right. But nah, mate, it's good. It's good to have you on.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thanks, Tez.
See ya. All right, Zan.
G'day, mate.
How are ya?
All right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. What'd you think of that?
Sorry?
What'd you think of the game?
It was all right. I'll say it was all right. Slow start. I mean, sort of how we've been starting the year so far. Like, not overall convincing, but we just found a way, didn't we?
Are you optimistic that we've got improvement in us, or are you concerned that we're showing holes that are going to expose us?
Look, there's always going to be improvements with us. Like, I mean, we probably should have put them away, but percentage won't matter if we've won enough games, really. Like, that's the thing with us. We've got to make it a non-issue, make the top 8 comfortably, and we're not going to have any worries. So I was pretty happy with Charlie and Harry. Like, the way that they weren't going up for the same contests. They're showing the continuity between each other. Like, yeah, you can't fault them. Defense is still so strong. Our mids were a bit slack, but we've got some quality ins coming in next week. So
tell me about it.
Like, we're going to be, I mean, big ins. We're going to be a serious side. Serious side.
Yeah. Are you building confidence about the team, or were you always confident about what they could do this year?
I'm trying not to get carried away. Trying not to, but
it's so good.
There's something in me that just wants to blow the lid off. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we only just beat North, but still, we're undefeated, mate. Undefeated to start the year again. This time last year we're the same. Hopefully, we haven't burnt all of our petrol tickets yet, but no, we're looking good, mate.
Yeah, we look like we've got gears to go, and
Oh, 100%. We've barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Like, if we're calling this a slow start and we're still winning games, no issues on my behalf, mate.
Yeah. No, fair call. Fair call.
Yeah. On to next week. I mean, slight concern, but I mean, honestly, we should still win.
You got to respect them, Adelaide. I mean, you got to respect what they can do next week. If
I mean, their best is good. Their best is good, but our best should be a lot better.
Yeah, agreed.
So, yeah, we'll see how we go, eh?
Love it. All right, mate. Thanks for joining.
No worries. Happy Easter, everyone. Go Blues.
Yeah. Happy Easter. See you, mate. Mark.
Tez, what's going on, brother?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Amazing. No, it was fantastic. Look, we're starting slow. We're starting slow. Let's not get ourselves. But I actually compared. If I'm going to compare this year to last year, and I know it's the PTSD that comes into it. Last year we went all guns blazing at the start, and look what happened round 23. This year we're still winning games, but we're not at full speed yet, and that's that's the exciting prospect because we've got gears to burn. We've got gears to to explore, and it's crazy because I look at our list, and we've got the list there. Let's not deny it. We've got the list there. And seeing Charlie and Harry, they've been under pressure all week with the Twin Towers. Can they play together? Can they do this? Can they do that? Well, today proved they can. Yes, all right, we played North Melbourne, but at the end of the day, you've got to beat what's in front of you. And I'm so proud of the boys. Adam Sards is just like he's another level. He's another level, and and another player that's really, really, really developing on me, and I'm saying developing on me by the day, is your boy Dirds. Dirds, mate, that kid can play. That kid can fucking play. And another thing I wanted to touch on, and the younger generation. I was on level 3 today, and seeing the younger generation start the Carlton chant. When I say young generation, I'm talking about 7 to 13-year-olds, and everyone joining in with them, and it was amazing. So look, proud of the boys, proud of the win. On to next week, and my dad said to me a few weeks ago, I said to him, the Adelaide game's the one that concerns me the most, and my dad said to me, if they're still hurting from last year, they will remember that feeling because the Adelaide game is the one that cost us. So, what have they learnt? Let's see next week. Let's see next Thursday night. What are your thoughts?
I'm with you. Let's see what we do next week.
100%, brother. 100%. But look, just want to jump on quickly. I know you've had a long night, so let you get back to it. To all the Blues out there, happy Easter this week. To all of us celebrating next week, Christos and Este, and let's get the win next week. Go Blues.
Love your work. Love your work. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
All right, one more. Then we're going to finish up for the night. Damien.
Hey, Jerry, how are you? My voice is... Sorry, mate.
I said I had the privilege of... hang on, wait. I'm echoing. On your end. I can hear myself.
No, you're right. You're right. It's clear.
Okay. I had the privilege of watching you do your thing in the day up on level 2. It was very entertaining.
That's I told you, mate. I'm on a different level. I just feel that sometimes they look flat, and I've got to do my part as a supporter to do what I've got to do to try and get the bloody buggers up.
You certainly did that.
It's just because first I want to congratulate the AFL, Carlton and Kangaroos on presenting a great pre-game. Was brilliant with those torches with the phone and the one banner. It was brilliant. It was brilliant what they done, and those six beautiful kids that are going through pain. Great job, AFL and the two clubs, what they done. But the first half was a real worry. I felt real worry, and you could probably hear my frustration through the game. And but we really picked it up in that third quarter when we needed to, and that's the main thing, isn't it? So, and I just tried to bloody lift the boys as much as I could as a supporter. My throat's killing me at the moment.
It's a very entertaining.
I gotta say, I was very angry towards my man Harry last week. He was really disappointing last week. But it's not the 4 goals that is just what he done around the ground. Like, he worked hard all night, and of course I'm going to give Harry. Sorry, Charlie. I love you, Charlie, too. But I give Harry the 3. I'll give 2 to Charlie, and the one's a bit hard, but I don't know. One could go to nil. Anyone could.
I'm going to give it to McGovern.
McGovern. Oh, yeah. I actually said it in that first half. Like, we were probably 4 or 5 goals down if we didn't have McGovern in that first half. He really filled those gaps that we needed. And I've got to give respect to Kangaroos too. They played. They came out to play. What about that? If you look at scoring shots, they had more scoring shots than us. And I didn't actually notice that as much because I was in the moment at the match. But I didn't notice it to like after the game. But yeah, they had more scoring shots than us. So they played well and they brought it. Do you agree?
I give him credit. I give Clarko credit for what he did in the first half.
And one thing I said to someone on the train on the way home, I just love the ride home when we won. You see the smiles of the blue baggers, and I was in a conversation and I was like, it's a great thing. We're unbeaten. We got things to work on, and it was a thing that comes to my mind. I reckon halfway through the season last year, Geelong would have said the same thing. Remember when they lost a couple in the row, and like Scott was pretty angry and said they had a lot to work on. We're getting to that stage. I'm not saying we're going to win the premiership. Geez, that's going to be a good party if fucking that happens. I'll tell you right now. But I think it's great. Well, we still got Walshy, Kennedy, Akers to come back. That's half our midfield, right? Probably that guaranteed to play in our midfield. And yeah, well, we're unbeaten, so fuck everyone else. Fuck Collingwood. And any Collingwood supporters watching this video right now, just suck it up. Just go to Footy Info, wherever you want on Google, and just check the ladder, buddy. Just check the ladder. But we'll keep a lid on it. But yeah, I just hope you had a great night anyway, and it was great to meet you again. I'm happy that you got to see that different side of me. Yeah, but it was great, and let's just keep it going, baggers. So
yeah, spot on.
And Lana said she loves you and hopes you're very well.
I love her too.
She said I loves you too. And said you needed Harry Mackay to be your favourite. No, I didn't. All right. We'll talk soon anyway. Hey, buddy.
See you later.
Have a good night. See you, buddy.
You too. All right. That is me. I'm done for the night. Josh. All right, Josh. Get in. Hurry up. We've got one more, and then we'll call it a night. It's a good wrap-up. Josh, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to get in, and then I'm going to call it. Yeah, I've said it a few times tonight, but I really do sense that there's a maturity amongst us. There's a higher standard amongst us on what we want, and there's a maturity amongst us because we're not getting too carried away. I think no one's under any illusions. There's a real unity in the way we all spoke tonight, I thought. So that's that. All right, we're going to call it. Guys, good night. Thanks for tuning in. We haven't lost a game yet. We've got a lot to work on. Rinse and repeat from last week, but we'll get there. Stay tuned. The review will be out tomorrow morning. And then the player ratings, we're going to do it live. I think we'll do it on Sunday evening. I think that's the move. So review tomorrow morning, player ratings on Sunday, and we'll go from there. Good night, everyone. Go Blues.